Here we go. Great. So you want to know how to write a report. I'm going to teach you how to write a report. Now, this is one of the writing styles that you need to know for the Cambridge First Certificate English exam, FCE, or the first, as a lot of people say. Okay, so we're going to look at how to write a report. First, please look at your screen. Why do I continuously show this? Because it's very important. I want you to remember that you have to plan and you have to check. 40 minutes to do the task. Okay, to write your report. If you choose to write your report, okay, 5 minutes of planning, 30 minutes of writing, 5 minutes of checking. Yes or yes. Let's carry on. Some advice about a report. You'll be able to choose to write a report in part 2. The reader will usually be your teacher or a group you belong to. You have to give facts and make recommendations. Okay. Formal register, formal tone. Okay, please don't use contractions, use nice formal tone like in your essay. Okay, neutral language, meaning nothing personal. Okay, my opinion. Whoa, your opinion? I don't care about your opinion. I want facts. Okay, so factual information, please, nothing personal. Make some suggestions or recommendations. Okay, well, you can use the passive to do that. We use the passive if we don't want to be personal. You can use the passive. Okay, I think you should do this. That's too personal. Okay, so now it is believed that the best way to do this would be etc. etc. Neutral. Okay, nothing personal. Important. Structure. The report should be clearly organized and include headings. Yes, headings, friends and family. Remember that. Okay, so now, okay, here's an example task for you. A group of English students is coming to your college. Your English teacher has asked you to write a report on one local tourist attraction. So, in your report, you should describe the attraction. Say what you can do there. Explain why you think students would enjoy visiting it. You have to include all three of these details in your report. Yes or yes. Okay. Now, let's carry on. Look at it. Let's look at the structure. Okay. So you have a title. You have a title of your report. You have the introduction with a title. Okay, it says introduction. So you write introduction and then your introduction. Okay, so you have another title, Old Trafford, and then you talk about Old Trafford. You have activities is another. These are paragraphs. Introduction, paragraph 1, title Old Trafford, and then text. Okay, paragraph 2, activities, title activities, text, title, next paragraph, title, text, and then finally conclusion. At the bottom, you write conclusion, okay, and you provide the text as well. This is the structure of what a report should look like, with a lot more text, obviously. Okay, so now moving on. So I just noticed one thing. This is an example of a structure. Okay, it is not the example of the language, because if you look at it, I would not it is great. Don't use contractions in reports. Okay, it's professional English here. Okay, so now let's carry on. Here's example task. Our university has just released the new version of its official website. Write a report in response to your classmates' opinion of this site. Talk about the usage of the site, the information provided, and the news section. Also make suggestions about how it could be improved. So the structure of the test. A report should be concise, to the point, easy to understand. you must include a title and headings, and also make sure that you answer the points in the question. Remember to talk about the usage of the site. You have to talk about that. The information provided, you have to talk about that. And the news section, you have to talk about that. Make suggestions. You have to make a suggestion about how it can be improved as well. Okay, so you have to include all of that. So you've got your title, introduction, your headings, okay, and the content. So heading, content, recommendation, and your conclusion. Recommendation could be the suggestion of how it could be improved. So now let's look at a structure example here again. Okay, so in this report I will discuss and analyze my classmates' opinions of the website and make some suggestions for improvements. Good. All right, so this is my title, Report on the University website. That's my introduction. Here we go. Title number 1, the usage. Okay, because it's in the question I ask you to talk about the usage. The site is really easy to use and all the students seem to be pleased with it. Seem to be pleased. You see how neutral that is. They were particularly happy with the links between sections and the fact that it was easy to find contact details for the adequate person in each teaching department. You're providing facts, you're providing research in theory. The information was of a good standard and very informative. People seemed impressed with how up-to-date it all was. Seemed to be impressed. Okay, they seemed impressed or seemed to be impressed. Good. Title, news section, because you have to talk about the news section. Text. The news section was very good and perfect for university students. Just the type of thing that they like to talk about. If I have time, I will read it every day to find out about other students and new events. Okay, so that's interesting right there. If I had time, probably. If I have time. Okay, well, not important there. But I feel it's too personal. Okay, so I would make that a little bit more neutral. If I could give feedback about that, I would make that a little bit more neutral. Okay, so people find it very useful as they can find out about other students and news events. Neutral. Okay, now all in all, how to improve it. This is the suggestion title, how to improve it. All in all, there has been a request for more information about extracurricular activities and also where students can find discounts around the city. It would be a good idea to include a specific section for the latter. For the latter is the last one I provided. That's a good, and there is your suggestion as well. To sum up, okay, you can also write conclusion. I would say the new site has been a hit and that everyone will be making good use of it in the future. So I don't like that conclusion very much. I would make it a little bit more formal. A lot more formal actually. Okay, has been a hit. Well, that's nice. It's been has benefited people, obviously. Now to sum up, no, okay. So I would say that the new site has been a hit. So according to the feedback, I would change this. Yeah, I would say the new site has been a hit. According to the feedback, the website people seem to be very, I don't like the word very, the website seemed to have caused a positive impact on the students. That's how I would put it there. Instead of I would say. You see what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to make it as neutral, as passive as possible, but still giving my, conclusion. Okay, so that is how you would write that report, specifically for that answer. Now, useful phrases, making recommendations, very important. It would be a good idea to, instead of you see that's the thing. Instead of saying, okay, let's wait for that thing, I would say the news site. Instead of saying that, it would be a good idea to, or would it not be better to, in a question. Okay. Why do we not? That's maybe a little bit personal. How about? Yes, it's possible. How about? What about? How about? Should we not? I prefer the passage. I don't like this we or you, or I don't like having it too personal. Let's, that's too informal. Do not use let's. Okay. So I have a list of recommendations. So you can use them for most writings, but not all of them are useful here in the report. Okay. So now anything that is a little bit personal, don't use that. Okay. Justifying, you can use because, the reason is, the reason believed could be that, or the reason believed is, instead of I believe. You see, I don't like the I very much. The facts suggest, I like that. That's very nice. The evidence shows, fantastic. Or the research shows, okay. The investigation shows, taking into account what I have seen, taking into account what has been seen, what has been researched. So, important point, what do you understand when I say report? Keep it neutral, keep it professional, keep it passive. Title, introduction, heading, text, heading, text, heading, text, recommendation, conclusion. That is the structure you need. Okay, friends and family, it's time to move on to the next piece of writing. Hope you're ready for it. Here we go.